Brexit could spark recession, the controversial warning that's triggered calls for the Bank of England governor to be sacked.
Of course, there's a range of possible scenarios around those directions, which could possibly include a technical recession.
A heated discussion over ITV's Europe debate and the role of Nigel Farage. Shadowing the BBC's future, the corporation loses the right to self-regulate for the first time in its 90-year history. Not going down without a fight, Brazil's president condemns her impeachment as a coup and a farce.
Here is a new song from the Stone Roses.
This is their resurrection. The Stone Roses released their first single in 22 years. And too late to mind the gap, how this car fell victim to a huge sinkhole. Good evening. The Governor of the Bank of England has issued a stark warning tonight that the UK could fall into recession if the country votes to leave the European Union. In his controversial intervention, Mark Carney said that the pound could fall, unemployment could rise, and that the economy could go into a technical slump. Well, those comments were met with immediate criticism. And tonight there are calls for him to be sacked, with Leave campaigners accusing him of meddling in politics. We'll be speaking live to Jacob Rees-Mogg, the man calling for Mr Carney's removal. But first, our political editor Faisal Islam with this report.
Yes. It is the guarantor of economic stability and the pound sterling. The Bank of England prides itself on political independence. Today, something unprecedented. A detailed warning from Governor Mark Carney about the risks of voting to leave the EU.
Material slowdown in growth, notable increase in inflation. That's the MPC's judgment. It's a judgment not based on, it is a judgment not based on a whim. It's a judgment based on rigorous analysis and careful consideration.
Growth down, unemployment up, and a possible sharp fall in sterling. But then he went further.
There's a range of possible scenarios around those directions, which could possibly include a technical recession, could possibly include that.
For central bankers who love nuance, it was a rather clear message.
Is there not a risk that this institution, centuries old, may be being embroiled in deeply controversial politics?
I would flip it 180 degrees. It is our responsibility to analyze those risks, to consider how and if we should mitigate those risks, and then under the standards of transparency in this country, which are appropriately extremely high, and are consistent with the enormous responsibilities this institution has, we have to communicate those.
The leading Leave campaigner, the ex-Chancellor Lord Lamont, warned the government